Suppose you have a website and you want to place a page on this website that only certain people have access to. One thing you could try is creating a login page such that people enter a password and it sends it off to a backend server that authorizes the login and serves the page. This is the ideal way to do it, but it usually costs money to host a backend service or to have a server. The other thing you could try is having an obscure URL such that only the people who have the exact page name can find the page and it's not linked anywhere on your website. However, most public hosting services such as GitHub will actually allow people to scroll through the list of all the pages, making this pointless. What you need is a way to encrypt your HTML pages such that only the person with the right password can decrypt and read them. The thing that we are going to use to do this is the program I've made called UWebpageVault. So let's see how we can use this. All you need for this is the encrypted.js file, the index.html, and any pages that you want to encrypt. So let's see how we can run this. We're going to use Node. You need to have Node installed on your system. Node and encryptor.js. So it's going to ask for an initial setup. So yes, we are ready. And it's going to ask whether you want to create a file that stores your passwords. You can choose to create a file, but or you can choose to remember the passwords yourself. If you do create a file, then you must remember that the file must be kept private. If you accidentally post it somewhere, then all your passwords are immediately leaked. So acknowledge this. Once you acknowledge this risk, it will create a passwords file for you. Enter pbkdf to iteration count. Don't worry about this at the moment. Enter HTML file name. So let's encrypt logpage2.html. If you look at logpage2, it's just a standard HTML page, very basic. So I'm going to go to logpage2.html here, and we have to create a strong password for this page. You must create a strong password, or it can be brute forced by attackers. However, for the purposes of this demo, I will create a very simple password, abc123. So it will take a moment to encrypt, and the page is added successfully. And as you can see, there is now a file here called secure.json. Let's take a look at secure.json. As you can see, all the data here is encrypted. Here's the page that you have, and it's all in ciphertext. And the only way to derive this page is to know the password. And the passwords file, which you must keep private, stores your passwords in this fashion. So now, if we go to this page and we enter abc123, it will serve that same page back up to you. If you enter an incorrect password, it will simply be unable to decrypt it. And as you can see, the public only has access to this ciphertext. They do not have access to the password. They do not have access to your original HTML. Now let's look at the other features that there are within this encryptor script. So let's return to main menu here. Add a new page. So you can actually have multiple pages on this secure.json. So let's see how we do that. Let's go to add a page. Instead of locked page 2, now let's add locked page 4. Locked page 4.html. Now we have to create a strong password for this page. Let us create ABC456. Now the password actually has to be unique. You cannot use the same password ABC123 again, because the page has to be uniquely identified by the password here. So I'm adding ABC456 here. It's loading, and the page is added successfully. Now if you look at secure.json, it actually has two pages now. One page here and one page there. If I look at the passwords file, it has also been updated with the password for a new page. Now let's refresh our page, and let's look at the ABC456. So as you can see, logged page 4 has been rendered, and you can see that it actually has CSS styling inside of it, and that styling is carried over once we decrypt the page. Let us add logged page 3 as well. So I'm gonna go back to add a new page. locked page3.html. Just create a strong password for this page. So I'm going to say abc789. So page is added successfully, and if I refresh and then enter abc789 here, as you can see, locked page 3 is loaded in. Locked page 3 also had a JavaScript tag inside it, which had scripts to be run, and as you can see, those scripts have been added in as well. So you can make your pages as interactive as you want and as well styled as you want. As long as all the data is within the HTML file, it will get rendered here. Another way to access your code is to have to place the code after a hash in the link. So for example, if I do localhost 3000 hash abc123, as you can see, we will be sent directly to the locked page 2, which is the page associated with this password. This is especially useful for sending links to your friends. So you can send the link directly without having your friend needing to enter the passcode themselves. Or you can place the URL inside a QR code and send the people who scan the QR code directly to the link without needing to enter the passcode. So this is another convenience that you have. Now let's look at more features that I've added into this encryptor script. So add a new page. Now we can also remove a page. So if I go to remove a page, we need to enter the password for the page we need to remove. Let's say I want to remove locked page 4. So ABC456 was the code for that. I'm going to enter that. Are you sure you want to remove? Yes. Now if I go to secure.json, it's removed. And as you can see, the password file is updated and locked page 4 is no longer there. So if I refresh and enter ABC456, invalid code. So you can now retract pages as well. Let's return to main menu, add a password. So this script actually allows you to have multiple passwords per page. So for example, enter an existing password. So I'm going to enter ABC123 again, and it will search for the pages to find the correct page related to that password. And now we have to enter a new password. So I'm going to say password123. And what's actually going to happen here is that the first page we encrypted, lockpage2.html, now has both of these passwords, abc123 and password123. So if I refresh and enter password123, the same page is loaded in. So this way you can have multiple passwords per page. This is useful if you want to give different people different valid passwords for the same page, and then retract it and then retract a page only for certain people at a time. Or if you want to have one password for a QR code link and a different password for a direct code entry link, this can also be done by having multiple passwords. If we return to main menu, we can also remove a password. So if I go to remove a password and I say password123, and are you sure you want to remove? Yes. The password is removed. And when I enter password123, it will no longer work. Return to main menu, change a password is pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to skip that one. Update a page. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but when I loaded in locked page 3, I actually noticed a mistake. It says locked page 4, even though this is locked page 3. So let's quickly fix that mistake right now. Open with text editor, and let's quickly fix that. So now I'm going to refresh, and what was the password? Let's remember the password for locked page 3. It was ABC789. So if I enter ABC789, and it is not updated. So what's going on here is that even though we updated locked page 3, we did not actually update secure.json. And remember, our index.html only has access to secure.json. So once we change a page, we actually need to update the page in the script. So let's go do that now. Let's enter 6 for update a page. And the password for that was ABC789. and enter the updated HTML file name. So that was locked page3.html. Page is updated successfully. So let's go again, ABC789, and sure enough, the page is updated. Finally, re-encrypt an existing page. So sometimes you might want the page to be completely re-encrypted. This is usually happens when the key has been leaked and you don't want anyone to retract the entire encrypted page and change the entire ciphertext. Usually when you add or remove a password, the ciphertext doesn't change, but you want the key itself to change. Then you will go to 7 re-encrypt. And it already gives you a warning. It's usually done in case of a leaked password. However, an attacker who has downloaded the file would still be able to read it. So just keep that in mind, and then let's enter an existing password. So let's say ABC123. And as you can see, warning, re-encrypting this page will revoke all existing passwords for it. Continue, yes. And we have to enter a new password for the page. So let's say password 123. So we just want to create a new password, a different password for it. And if we reopen secure.json, as you can see, the ciphertext for this page has been changed. So this is how you can re-encrypt a page. So we can return to main menu, and that covers all the options for this. So let's say you have added all the pages that you want into your secure.json. All you need to do then is ship index.html and secure.json that are linked in the repository. You only need to release these two. Definitely don't publish this one, and definitely don't publish the pages that you have actually encrypted. This is optional. Once you publish these two, you can have any number of encrypted pages with any number of passwords on your website, and as long as your passwords are strong enough, nobody will be able to read the pages. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy.